Capricorn or Capricorn cross-watcher, this message is going to be for you guys. You can also reverse it if you need to. All right, let's talk about some things that happened yesterday. I noticed a few things kind of back to back to back that really stood out to me. 2 were fires, burn piles. 1 was at this kind of construction site. It looked like people building a place, and they had a fire right in front of it. It was a pretty good fire too. That fire was going. And then not 20 minutes later, there was a man, it seemed like his own property, his own home. He was burning a fire. So maybe he had, it looked to be like wigs, something to do with wigs, earwigs, or actual wigs. It looked to be like twigs, and I don't know, but he had a whole bunch of them. His fire was massive. His fire was kind of getting out of control. Like, I'm talking so much so that the ashes and the stuff that's burning off the fire, because it was kind of going crazy, was like flying everywhere in the air. It looked like confetti, ash confetti. And yeah, anyway, something that stood out to me about what he was doing, I've never seen this before, but I thought that is brilliant. He took his water hose and was going around the fire, spraying the ground, as to almost contain the fire, keep it in so that it didn't spread, because it was like going, okay, it was going. Then my daughter, she's on the road, she calls me and she says, "Mom, I just had to tell you something that I just noticed. I thought it was really weird. I've never seen this before. There was a fire hydrant just pouring out water." I'm like, "What? Get a picture, get a picture." She's like, "I already passed it." So she's a fairly new driver. She's a good driver, but she's fairly new. I don't want her turning around and nothing. I was like, "That's fine." But she said that it like really caught her eye because it was going everywhere, just like pouring all over the place. And nobody was around. No one was around it. So I don't know if someone hit it or what happened, but it was just pouring out. So those things stood out to me. And before I started your video, I heard a couple things. I heard queen bitch. Queen bitch. And now I'm hearing what sounds like someone playing music, maybe in their garage outside, like practicing something. So now we have to put all that together. Any of you could be connected to fire here, or a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Fire. But it was funny because it was 2 fires. And then the water would put the fire out. See, that's fun. Oh, okay. Because the first fire, there was nothing around. I mean, there were people around that one because they were working, but there was nothing to contain it. There was no water near. There was no water hose. The second fire, which was bigger, the guy was spraying it around it with the water hose. Then the third, there was no fire, but there was a fire hydrant minus the fire with the water going everywhere. Some of you may have realized that something was getting out of control and you wanted to contain it, or you wanted to stop it or nip it in the bud, quit it before it got out of hand. Oh, I also heard something else. Sorry, I was like, there was something else. I heard same difference. You know that saying, people go, same difference. I heard that, whatever that means. So maybe we'll circle back around and get all what that means. But yeah, going back to that. It's almost like something you may have realized was getting out of control. Maybe it was yourself. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm getting carried away, or I have the potential to get carried away. Like a wind takes fire, can carry the fire off and it get bigger than it really is, or bigger than it should be, gets out of control, right? Whether this is something that you felt with another person, had the potential to get out of control, or you yourself that you were like, no, I'm not going to let this get a reaction out of me, or I'm not going to let myself get to that level, that point. I'm just going to cut it off now. And maybe you've had to do this a few different times, right? Because these fires and this fire, I keep wanting to say water hydrant. Well, it is. This fire hydrant was all at different places at different times. This could be in any situation. Someone here has like had to control themselves heavily from blowing up, or from igniting, or, I mean, maybe you have already been upset about something, but you've kept it more inside. In fact, Maybe you've even gotten more control of something over time, over a period of time, than you first initially had. Or if this isn't you, someone on the outside of you, unless it's entirely reversed, someone on the outside of you, you may have been like, nope, I'm going to not, like maybe you're the water in this situation. You're like, I'm not going to feed this fire. I'm not going to give it what it wants from me. I'm not going to give it the energy or the heat. I'm not going to give it the heat that it's needing, or the air. Oh, okay. I'm not going to give it the life, the energy, the air that it's wanting. Is it someone trying to get a reaction out of you, whether they're trying to or not? That's how it feels. Now, I don't know if this just happened. This has been happening. Feels like something that's been happening at different times, maybe different people, or it's something currently. It's a current situation, or it's something coming. Could be all of the above, but it's almost like poking the bear, poke, poking the bear. And I almost feel like someone wants you to lose it, because it was like that fire hydrant was just losing all that water. Maybe they want you to waste all your energy on stressing about how they're acting or whatever, what they're saying, what they're doing. Could be a complete stranger, could be someone you know, vice versa. Maybe you have been dealing with somebody who's out of control, doing things, saying things, whatever, and you're kind of like, or out of line, and you may be like, okay, you're the plane. Let's say this is someone who can't, it's like, I can't help myself. I just can't help myself. They want to Is this someone who's trying to control you in a way, or trying to control a situation, or maybe even they've been using deception in order to control a situation? Because there's a couple of ways this could go. You know, sometimes people will try to control your reaction to a situation, whatever, how you feel, think, respond, whatever, due to, you know, acting out and being ridiculous. And then sometimes people will do it by trying to be cunning and sly and conniving and manipulative, and meanwhile setting little fires off here and there. I almost feel like this is something that you've begun to see over a period of time, and maybe you've decided, I'm going to not let this get to me any more than it already has, or I'm not going to let this get to me at all, or I'm not going to let this get to me, period, anymore. I'm going to put a stop to it. And what way do you put a stop to it? Well, you might get harsh. Not rude, not crazy, not out of control, but you might be kind of harsh. Maybe you do something that's harsh, or it's not harsh, it's just real, and it's protecting yourself, and it's defending yourself or others or whatever you're doing, and however this is, whatever, however. But it translates to someone as you're a queen bitch, there we go, man or woman, because of how you've handled them or handled the situation. But really it's like, well, you're out of control, but that doesn't mean that I have to be, and I'm also not going to let it continue to happen. You can do what you want, but you're not going to get a lick out of me, or you're not going to get any more out of me. This is it's complicated. I feel like we're definitely going to have to do a bonus at some point. I still got to do Aquariuses. Are you connected to an Aquarius? I feel like you've tried to contain a situation, contain the way you handle another person and their situation or whatever, or even yourself. And I think you've done really well. I also think that you might have been rather, at one point, you might have been rather hurt about this. If this hasn't happened, you're going to be rather hurt about this, or you are right now hurt about something. Will be. But in the hurt, you kind of remember times that you've dealt with this before, whether with others or with the same individual, and that's where you gain your not gain, you already had it. It's like you've already been through this before, whether in the same way, whatever. So you know, this isn't your first rodeo, so to speak. Emphasis again on horses. I get that a lot. So it's nothing entirely new. You're not surprised. Some of you, this is just a side note, little sidebar here. Some of you aren't surprised at how someone acts or what they're doing, what they think that you don't think they're doing. You're not surprised. Especially with, at least here in America, the holiday that's coming up. You may be like, I wouldn't be surprised if this person was outright lighting candles and burning fires and doing little tricky things, you know, like, you know things, this person knows that you know things, and they don't care, they still proceed anyway. But the real tricky thing here, because it is tricky, this is a little trickster, but they're operating in a different type of way. The tricky thing is that this is someone who's only done what they've done, or only doing what they're doing, or only will do what they're going to do, or say what they say, whatever. Because they actually either they think they love you, or did at one time, or they're upset that other people do. Wow. Okay. They're upset that other people do. Is this a negative message? I don't believe so, because I feel like this is pretty typical. I'm hearing atypical. This is pretty typical, though, for the world we're in. We are on planet Earth, and this type of shit happens. Why am I doing that? It's like I'm drawing a little cross, but with dots. Connecting the dots. Cross dots? You know, sometimes I say things and I'm like, that don't make any hill of beans. Hill of beans. Hold on. Cross dots. What? Hold on. Cross dots. Tattoo meaning? If you can have a tattoo of cross dots. What do dots mean in tattoos? Past, present, future. There's something here to do with cross dots. I'm drawing a cross out of dots. Or dots cross. Dots cross. Okay, maybe it's not a cross, it's a T. Cross T? T cross. Cross T? Cross T, how would you spell it? T cross? This is crazy. Oh, dot T. Sorry, Dottie. I'm sorry. You guys know sometimes my messages are like this. Dots, and it looks like a T or a cross. Dot T. Dottie. Dottie. Dottie is a word. I guess it's doty in the dictionary. I can't speak. Somewhat mad or eccentric. He was slightly dotty by the end of his second term. What does it mean to be dotty? Crazy. Let me take a picture of what I'm drawing, and I'm going to post it up here so you guys can see it. Look at this, what I'm drawing. I know it's taken me a minute, but it always comes full circle. Dotty. And to be dotty supposedly means, I've never heard of that. It means to be slightly mad or likely to do strange things. Maybe someone thinks you're slightly dotty, but maybe this is them. Infatuated. Very enthusiastic or infatuated. Someone is dotty over you? Okay, wait a second. My hand's itching. We're definitely going to do a bonus. This is not for everybody. I want to go ahead and tell you what I think this is. We'll just sum it up. Finally, we'll get there. Some of you, this is a person who thinks that they love you or at one time did, but they've actually been dotty for you. Another word for, I think, infatuated. I don't think they want me to use the word crazy here, but that's what the internet says. But it also says it can be infatuated. Maybe you realize that. Some of you, if this is not you, this is someone around you who's going to realize somebody hadn't really loved them, you know? Maybe they've just learned them, and I've mentioned that so many times before. You know when somebody learns you, but they don't really love you? There's a big difference there. But a lot of times we have a hard time discerning that. Or sometimes we can have a hard time discerning what is love and what's learning me. You know, when they know what to say, they know what to do, they know exactly, you know, but is it love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Okay, I'm hearing a song. Is this love I'm feeling? Okay, there's a couple of them. There's one that says Bob Marley, Is This Love? And then there's one by the White Snake. Is this love that I'm feeling? I should have known better than to let you go alone. It's times like these I can't make it on my own. Wasted days and sleepless nights, and I can't wait to see you again. I find I spend my time waiting on your call. How can I tell you, babe? My back's against the wall. I need you right by my side. Tell me it's all right, because I don't think I can take it anymore. Is somebody obsessing that maybe you don't want them the same way, or that that maybe you're not interested, or you're talking to someone else or something? This can go a lot of ways. I mean, this could be a complete stranger. A complete stranger. I don't feel like you're in a relationship with this person. But I mean, I guess you could be, but I don't feel like you are. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? This must be love, because it's really got a hold on me. You see what I'm saying? It's not a negative message. I think it's just a heads up. That's all it is. It's a heads up. I think you've probably already known this. Maybe it's not you. Maybe you're like, hey, the person doesn't love you. They're just obsessed with you. Maybe you're telling one of your children that, or your sister, or your brother, or your best friend, or someone at work. It's like, is that love, or is it just obsession? You know what I mean? Are you like obsessed with the person? You know, is it lust? Is it learning them? Which one is it? Someone here, that's going on. That's why I'm picking up on it. And the song gives it away. It's a great song. I mean, as far as it gets its point across, but to me, it's like, even the wording, is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love that I've been searching for? Is this love? And am I dreaming? It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Can't stop this feeling. And I've been this way before. Told you, this has happened before. But with you, I found the key to my open door. I can feel my love for you growing stronger day by day. And I can't wait to see you again so I can hold you in my arms. Is this love that I'm feeling? I just want to and you know, it's funny because I was getting somebody here has anxious energy, and now I'm just moving my leg. Someone here does have anxious energy over you, or over another that's connected to you. Someone here is going to see it and then be like, why the disappointment though? Why is it just because maybe someone's not getting it, someone's not seeing it, or the disappointment maybe even because it could feel like, here we go again, another one that's not genuine, or another one that, I don't know. And he repeats it over and over again. I'm going to screenshot this. There are 3 lines. Well, I guess I don't need to. I could put the lyrics in the comments. I'll do that. So that way you can read through all of them. 3 lines. Or 3, what do you call that? Is it a riff? I don't know, at the very end of the song that repeat it over and over and over and over again. Unless this is somebody who's like trying to get it across to somebody, hey, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You see my loyalty, I love you. But then the other person's not getting it, but it's like, because they don't feel it. It's like, this doesn't feel like love. Something's off. Something doesn't feel right. And it's, you know, and maybe that person can tell that this person is feeling that. And that's why someone's pulling away or becoming a little colder or a little more harsh or acting different. Maybe there's someone on the outside who's kind of disappointed because they've tried to get someone to see it. Like, hey, this is kind of not healthy or something. Or maybe you should like really take it slow or really see it for what it is, but the person's not getting it. Yes, that's it. Sorry, didn't mean it. I probably just got very aggressive just then and yelled or something. Someone here, whether you or another, someone here could be upset with another for not seeing another person's true intentions. That's what this is. Or the person themselves could be upset with themselves for not having seen another person's true intentions before now, or not having seen something before now, or just not having nipped something in the bud before now. You know, this could be family, this could be friends, this could be work situations. It's like, that's what I feel is going on. So I think we got what we needed. I don't want to push this too hard. I'm just going to let it be what it is. And that's part of the message. Someone here doesn't want to push something too hard because they know another person's going to have to learn it on their own. It could be someone's spirit guides, someone's angels, their ancestors saying, I don't want to push this too hard. I got to give it time for you to be able to see what it is. It is for what it, like learning the hard way, maybe even. Got to let them. Unless it's the person themselves who's like wishes that they would have done something before now, or seen it before now, or stood up for themselves before now, or stood up for another before now. It's like I'm just gonna put it out. I'm gonna let it burn how it's gonna burn, and I'm gonna put it out, even if it's already to this point. So yeah, we'll leave it there. I hope that made sense for somebody watching. Somebody needed this specific message. We'll definitely do a bonus. So thank you guys. I appreciate you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.